Lame Truth here, and viewer, oh viewer, my lovely, lovely viewer, it seems that I am right yet again. I am not a soothsayer. I am not a prophet. I don't have a crystal ball. I got two big balls between my legs. And I'll tell you what, anyone who has been sticking up for the $1 trillion company, I can tell you what you can do to those balls. Am I past the YouTube initial mark here? Yeah, here's what you can do. You can place those balls on your forehead, open your mouth, stick your tongue out, and give my gooch a whirling dervish. Now, some of you might be thinking, whoa, 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 BT, you're coming on a little strong there. Yeah, I haven't even had my morning coffee. I'm on the toilet right now. What are you doing talking about your delicious gooch? Well, let me tell you, I am here talking about it because I've had to deal with so many people making excuses like a little baby back bitch for this $1 billion company. Okay? I have continually referenced the Steam charts, the only public data we have when I talk about Call of Duty's decline. Steam charts makes up a good percent of the player base. I've had everyone from fucking YouTubers to randoms to probably Phil Spencer on his alt's Twitter account, which is actually a Belle Delphine fan page. Tons and tons of fanboys defend it. Well, there's no defending this. Let's get right on into the meat and potatoes here because, what's my line? What's my famous line? Let me stroke my chin a little bit. Oh, yes, I believe it's, I got a lot I want to get off my chest. So first things first, for context, let's cover Steam charts. I constantly reference Steam charts because it's the only public data we have available. Gabe forces these motherfuckers to show their live player count on Steam charts. It is not good. Back in February, we hit a record low. After that, in March, we beat that record low for average players. In April, we saw somewhat of a bump with Verdansk, but it really wasn't that impressive. It really did not move the needle at all. And then now we are on the decline yet again because these dumbass devs, and I'm not even going to hate on them too much. I get it's the leadership and stuff like that at the top. But man, you guys fucking suck. You're using AI. You work for the worst company ever. Your hours of operation at your studio are all weed related. You show up high at the job. You smell of bong, resin, and baby powder. You fucking suck. All of you suck. I am sorry. Like, I'm just calling a spade, you know? But no, the Steam charts numbers are going down again, and people will constantly say, like, yeah, Steam doesn't matter. Show us the console numbers. The people that don't know there are no console numbers to show. They'll say, like, Steam doesn't matter. This does not matter. It's small sample size, has nothing to do with the series. Bull fucking shit. And I have a direct correlation here because we actually have monthly active user data. Yeah, we actually have it for Call of Duty for March. If you guys remember, March was the record low number we saw on Steam charts. I'm going to cover this particular bit of data after a brief word from this video's sponsor. Today's video is sponsored by Coopert. Coopert's a free extension designed to help you save money while shopping online. You can use it with Chrome, Edge, Opera, Firefox, and Safari on desktop browsers, and Safari on mobile browsers as well. So as you can see, super easy to install Coopert. I'm going to show you guys a live example here. I'm going to go to the Ampal Creative, which is my #1 source for hats. Not sponsored, by the way. Just, I like Ampal's hats. And I'm going to use my Coopert extension here to apply 4 coupons in 1 click. And I was actually shocked at this. I was doing this as a demonstration. This actually made me want to purchase a new hat from Ampal because look at these savings. This is actually ridiculous. $18.89 saved off of $50-something hat, which is nuts. I'm super happy with this. Coopert also features direct price comparisons within the extension or app, as well as cash back from over 76,000 retailers, including Temu, Macy's, Walmart, Sephora, and more. So guys, Coopert's free to install. Peep the link in the video description. Start using Coopert now to save money and avoid paying full price in 2025. All right, guys, welcome back to the video, and thank you, Coopert, again for the sponsorship. A theme here is I love saving you guys money. Hell, I love you guys in general. I got to protect your purses, your pocketbooks, your wallets, all that stuff. So Thank you again, Cooper. Guys, go install that. It's completely free, by the way. Anyway, without further ado, let's get right on into the meat and potatoes. Feast your eyes on this, viewer. Despite Black Ops 6 launching as the most successful Call of Duty game ever, I wonder fucking why, it was free on Game Pass. It's seen a rapid player count drop, having the lowest the franchise has seen in years. According to a report from the game business using data from Ampere, Black Ops 6 has a lower overall player count than it did in both March 2023 and 2024. I think he means Call of Duty in general because Black Ops 6 was not out in March 2023, but you know what I'm saying. When Black Ops 6 launched on Game Pass, Activision announced it was their most successful launch ever, attracting 33.7 million players. Their previous best was 2022's Modern Warfare 2, which had 31.4 million players in its launch month. However, Black Ops 6's player count has been declining, dropping more sharply than any other year. Despite having the most players at launch, it had the lowest numbers yet in March 2025. In March 2025, Call of Duty had 20.6 million players for the month, which is lower than both March 2024, 20.8 million, and March 2023, 22.4 million. So despite having more players at launch, it had fewer players than both Modern Warfare 3 and Modern Warfare 2 5 months later. And guys, keep in mind with these numbers, it's way worse than it actually seems. I'm going to leave the numbers up for you to like really take this in, but each Call of Duty after like 2022 bundles everything into the Call of Duty hub. So every single fucking like game that's come out since 2022 is in that hub, which means it's even coasting off last year's title, all the people buying that, and usually those are in like the top sellers for the year or whatever, the year after. Like Modern Warfare 3, I think, is like still in the top sellers a year after, for example, it's come out. We also have to concede here that the barrier of entry to Call of Duty, I mean, it's free on Game Pass. I mean, the Game Pass numbers, I think it's like 33 million or something like that. So the fact that the numbers are this bad with all of these games factored in, it's free on Game Pass, Warzone's still free, Verdansk, I mean, maybe that brought a good number of players back in the overall count of things. But the fact of the matter is that Black Ops 6 is a colossal fucking failure. I made a video when Black Ops 6 dropped calling it the worst Call of Duty game of all fucking time. And I got hated for that. I got hate on for that. Like, I really did. But I stand by that. And at the time, the game was in a better spot than it is right now. Currently, I say this with no hyperbole. I am not dressing this up for the video. I'm not saying this just to fucking say it. I'm not saying it to hear myself talk, okay? Black Ops 6, in my humble opinion, is the worst first-person shooter I have ever fucking played in my goddamn life. All right? It is. Now, and I've played Hour of Victory. Guys, I don't know what to tell you other than I think I've been right since the game has come out. Like, I really have. I've been right since the game has come out. I've been right every single step of the way covering the Steam charts numbers. I told you so. Can we please give me, BT, some motherfucking flowers? I've earned these flowers. I want to motorboat a bundle, a bouquet of daffodils. Please, someone give me some flowers. Please, in the comments section, give me a bouquet of flowers. Just spam your flowers in the comments section for the love of God. I have been trying to warn you, and it's finally paid off. So we have the player numbers. We see that they're bad. Verdansk really didn't move the needle, at least on Steam charts, and it seems that people are already bored of that because they're banking their entire fucking success on like a 5-year-old map, and then they botched, apparently they botched Warzone just as bad as Black Ops 6 multiplayer, by the way. With this new Season 3 Reloaded update, they broke ranked play entirely to the point where they just took it offline. What I think actually happened is like cheaters they found a way to crash the servers again or something. It's always something with this franchise. And like, I'm so tired of it. I cannot wait until Battlefield 6. I cannot wait until GTA 6. If another game comes out with a 6 in its title, I'll take the devil taking down Activision Blizzard. You know what I mean? Seriously, I'll take it. In a lot of ways, I think they're worse than the devil. So there we go. But we've seen the numbers here. What are they doing to rectify this? Like, what are they doing to fix this? You may not know this, viewer, but they're actually doing something right in front of our face, but kind of behind the scenes, to circumvent this player count drop. I mean, these numbers truly are pathetic. If you guys remember, Modern Warfare 3 was a DLC made pretty on the cheap for Activision, sold like way less than Modern Warfare Roman numeral 2 as well. I think it was like 40% less or something like that. And yet it's got more players. It had more players at this time than Black Ops 6 and the current Warzone does. It gets a little muddy because Warzone and then every other single mode in existence in like these games are counted in this metric, but you get what I'm saying. Either way, let's see what they're doing about this. And what I'm going to show you is going to shock you. They are so fucking desperate, so narcissistic, and so out of touch with the modern gamer. I'm genuinely shocked. Like, I feel like I'm in the fucking Twilight Zone, and Rod Serling's about to come out and blow cigarette smoke in my face and say, like, imagine a game so shitty that the players don't even care that they're being manipulated. All this and more in the Twilight Zone. And then the theme plays. Like, I'm serious, by the way. They are doubling down on the manipulation, and I am not fucking kidding. Feast your eyes on this. So Call of Duty tweeted this out, and it's pretty normal from the looks of it, right? Let's really delve into this, though. They say, XP's doubled, loadouts are locked. Time to max out that Ladra build. Ladra build? Labia build? However you say it, it's a made-up gun name. You know, I could make an entire video on how I am, like, fucking disgusted that they use fake gun names, but I'll save that for another day. The point is, though, is that they reference a meta weapon here, which is very, very interesting. A popular leaker, Bob, actually wrote this, and I don't detect any sarcasm or any, like, you're on Punk'd with Ashton Kutcher vibes here. Like, this is just, it's on brand. Look what he has to say. Did you guys know COD devs manufacture Warzone metas months in advance? It's pretty funny knowing that whenever I'm dying to the same gun over and over, it's planned out by a dedicated team. And when something they didn't plan on being meta shows up, they nerf it ASAP. This is a quote tweet of the tweet I just showed you prior. He's directly referencing this shit and showing you that they are manipulating your experience down to what weapon you use. The manipulation has gone so far, they are actively putting in weapons that you will use. They'll sell you blueprint by making them clearly better than the other ones. This is not ever how Call of Duty used to be, guys. Now, you might be saying, like, oh, back in the day, BT, there was always, like, one kind of OP weapon. Yeah, because in the beginning, they were experimenting. It was a team of, like, a few hundred people, if that, trying to dial in the weapon balance. But ever since I personally started playing, and this is backed up through an old message board, the Din Curson Pro boards or whatever, a guy who was like the first real big nerd with Call of Duty, so shout out Din Curson if you're still out there watching Call of Duty content. I don't know if you are or not, or if anybody even knows what I'm talking about. Maybe you don't, but the point is that he like delved into the game so much. He was the first exclusive ace of his kind, And he was like, well, each weapon in this game is designed by the dev team to kind of just fill different niches with play styles or whatever. So basically, each dev kind of had their own weapon and they would like craft it and try to balance it. And if something ended up overpowered, it was kind of by accident. So, for example, the M16 in Call of Duty 4 was considered to be the best weapon, like far and wide. It was the best weapon, but it was only the best weapon on console. On PC, it was not. On PC, it was like the AK-47 and the AK-74U. Those were considered the best weapons. Different metas. One had aim assist helping out. The other meta did not. It was mouse and keyboard. So, like, you know, it was accidental on both platforms. This was not intentional on both platforms. It was just something that happened, but they were the best weapons. Still, it wasn't like a crazy difference between the other weapons in the game. There were still other great weapons in the game. Overall, the balance, it was trying to just be like a balanced experience, you know? You could pick up any weapon, and if you knew how to use it, you could dominate in Call of Duty 4, for example. In World at War, it was kind of similar, although the MP40 was made intentionally overpowered because Treyarch thought that console players were terrible at Call of Duty, and granted, they were back in the day. On PC, though, the MP40 was normal. On PC, you could use a lot of different weapons, and you know, it's kind of the same deal with COD 4. But now we have literally thousands of devs, supposedly with decades of experience. I say supposedly because they just hire on whoever. It's just the people at the top. You know, the whole game is designed to be a manipulative shit show, and they're doubling down on the manipulation. It would not surprise me if it just gets worse with this stuff as time goes on now. Like, they're desperate. They're desperate as fuck. And now here we are with like the Jackal PDW. Is that still dominating in multiplayer? I'm pretty sure it is. We have the Ladra dominating in Warzone, it seems. Maybe even multiplayer as well. I think that's also a meta weapon. I mean, I don't play because the game disgusts me. So I'm not really sure. I have to go by what I'm reading and what I'm seeing on social medias and stuff. The point of all this is that they are manipulating your experience. They are manipulating the meta weapons now to sell bundles, I'm sure. Fuck these guys. Just fuck them all. I'm so tired of it. I'm so tired of it. And if you think it stops there, by the way, it does not. Get a load of this. What happened to the matchmaking? And keep in mind, I've seen dozens of repeat kind of topics that are all upvoted talking about how fucked up the matchmaking has been since Season 3 Reloaded. I just got back into this game after taking a break from it for a couple of days. I don't know what happened at the studio, but holy crap, the matchmaking is super slow. Usually it takes 1 to 3 minutes to put me in a match. That's still fucking long. But now it's taking 6 to 10 minutes to even find one, and most of the lobbies aren't even full. My last match, I only had 2 teammates, while my opponents got 5 people, and all my games I got were against the whole team Optic, while my teammates played like fish. Did they mess with the SBMM, or did the update screw up the matchmaking? I'm so confused. And the top comment is, from what I can tell, they messed up console-only crossplay. Whether that's intentional or not, I don't know. You can watch my last video and gauge for yourself, but rumor has it, someone on the inside's fucking with something intentionally, and Activision are trying to get to the bottom of it. I'm not even kidding. Watch my last video after this one. I turned crossplay all back on and got lots of fast lobbies, turned console only back on, and matchmaking takes ages, if any, and it's how you described. They claim to have fixed it, but it was working fine before the patch, and now it isn't still. My tinfoil hat old man yelling at the sky theory is they're throttling it to shove more players into the PC wasteland. TLDR, turn on crossplay. Edit, even with crossplay, the lag has been worse. And I'm showing you this because pretty much Nero and Ace kind of confirmed that skill-based matchmaking has been ramped up even more. And no one really knows why. Like, it's pretty much confirmed they've upped it. Now, I think by doing this, like, my tinfoil hat theory is they decided to fuck with the skill-based matchmaking algorithm because they were losing players on Black Ops 6 multiplayer, especially. Nero, in his last video, is facing, like, iridescent ranked players. We're talking, like, top 1,000 sweaty virgin losers. He's matching against those people when he is playing Black Ops 6 multiplayer. My theory is this. I think they fucked with the skill-based matchmaking. They turned it up. By doing this, they ended up accidentally messing up like console only crossplay and botching that and putting those console only people into shadow ban lobbies. I think they meshed the shadow ban people with the crossplay off people. Wrap your head around that shit. But I'm 99% sure that's what happened. In an attempt to manipulate your experience even further and match you with the sweatiest motherfuckers ever, they broke the one good thing they added, like console only crossplay, and made it so you match with people in the shadow ban bracket. Because the shadow ban system, it's never worked right to start with. Why is it even there? It's taking over now. It's literally taking over. This game is a colossal goat fuck of an experience. I genuinely don't know how anyone can stomach this trash. And I mean, I get that they're, hitting record low numbers. It's not enough. How are 20 million people even still logging in, even for 5 minutes, to check this garbage out? You know what I mean? From the Seth Rogen weed bundles, I mean, look at this image. I mean, Nero tweeted this out. Like, this looks like a joke. This looks like a literal joke. This is a screen in Call of Duty in 2025. The people that still play this game, I'm sorry. I said it on the last video, and I don't care if this loses me subscribers or whatever. I don't care if this loses me viewers. Really don't give a fuck. I'm going to speak my mind regardless. If you still play this game, really sit down and question where you're at in life. And I'm not kidding, man. I get that maybe you want to hang out with your friends, so you hop on Warzone casuals. I get that. That's totally fine. Maybe you're a zombies player. I get that. Maybe you're just messing around in the campaign. That's totally fine. But specifically, Black Ops 6 multiplayer is the drizzling shits. If you are still playing this, maybe you're trying to play with your friends and have fun or whatever and just talk to them and not think too hard about it. But if you're still playing Black Ops 6 multiplayer, even with your friends, maybe just sit down and have a talk to everybody and say, hey guys, why are we playing this trash? You have to be insane. I mean, seriously, are you an addict? I mean, some people actually admitted in my comments section, and fair play to you, hats off to you. They literally said, this one guy, I even replied to him, he said man, I'm an addict. I hate this game, but I'm literally an addict, BT. And I'm like, dude, hats off for admitting it, My advice to you guys is just find something else to do for a few days, quick kind of cold turkey. And then if you still want to play it after 3 or 4 days, then try to play something else as a detox. You know what I mean? That's my advice. Just spitball in there, but you get what I'm saying. In closing, I have seen so many people kind of come over to the dark side, my side. That's not even the dark side. I think I'm definitely doing the right thing here. I'm just doing it in a very intense way because being nice gets you nowhere with these fuckers. So that's just my kind of mindset with it, I don't believe in an eye for an eye. I believe in 2 eyes for an eye, But a lot of people are on board with what I'm saying now. And the people that aren't, well, let me explain why they aren't in closing here, all right? There's a smaller than it used to be, subsection of people out there that absolutely hate me and my channel. They hate someone calling out a $1 trillion company's bullshit. And let me tell you why, okay? Because a lot of people end up eventually coming over to my side. More and more people, I've seen it over the past 5 years, more and more people are on board with what I'm saying now. And even the positive channels are parroting what I'm saying. There's just nothing to be positive about. The reason they get so upset, I mean, they could just block me, they could just not watch the videos or whatever, but the reason they get so upset is because they take it personal. If they play a game and they spend hundreds of dollars on it and they spend 8 to 10 hours a day with their Discord friends, all with anime profile pictures, playing this game, and they're not actually doing anything else but just playing shitty fucking Call of Duty, and they're essentially just addicts to the franchise despite its poor quality and bastardization of the entire arcade FPS space, they take that personal because they view this as me insulting their entire life because that's all they have. That is their entire life, essentially. So when I'm up here with a podium and there's tons of people agreeing with me, hundreds of thousands of views per video usually, they get so insanely butthurt. And I've seen it, like, it's just like they're an archetype. Like, they're just an NPC, you know? That's what it is. Look, man, if you want to play the games and you have fun with them, then tell YouTube not to recommend my channel and move on, please, because I am going to call out this stuff until I die. Like, this goes beyond Call of Duty. This is a gaming problem. As a lifelong gamer, I'm not going to stop talking about this until they change their ways. And not just change their ways, apologize and admit wrongdoing. These people are narcissists. They're weird. They steal breast milk. They're racists. They're sexists. And they are not the only company guilty of this stuff. Modern AAA gaming needs a cleanse. I keep saying it, but like, dude, it's true. Guys, on that note, I am out of time. I hope you guys enjoy. Rate, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and I will catch you on the next one. Oh, and also the subscribe thing, like, seriously subscribe, because like half of you apparently aren't subscribed that watch these videos. Get me to 500,000 subscribers. I would appreciate it. Thank you so much. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a good one. Peace out.